Alright, one last time before we get started with the roasting parts of the night, I'm gonna hand the microphone off to Jen.
So that was trick9 and the truth. Thank you guys. They're gonna be back in a little bit after the roast, I think, for a little bit more music, so hang out for that. We're gonna grab Nick and Cher, and I don't know, I think a lot of you guys know Nick Strickland. I don't know if you guys know how I first met Nick Strickland. He was wearing a brown fur coat, I believe a cowboy hat, and roller skates. And he couldn't really roller skate, so he kind of looked like a new fawn, had just been birthed, and was like trying to figure out how to walk on a roller rink. So Nick, it was good meeting you that way.
Don't do that to me, come on, stop it.
And the first thing I thought was, that is a sexy man in a brown fur coat. Am I wrong, ladies? Am I wrong? Ow! Okay, yeah, no. The mustache ruins it though, so I'd like to go ahead and hand the mic over to Nick's good friend Duke, and he's gonna get this roast going. So, Duke, it's all you, man.
How y'all doing? All right. Now, we got a long lineup of some really, really funny people. They're going to say some really, really horrible things about Nick tonight. As I was, trying to assemble this laundry list of individuals, a lot of people kept saying to me, "Oh, but he's such a nice guy.
Bullshit.
Oh, he's so cute. I couldn't say anything bad about him." Well, tonight you're gonna. This is Nick, like, I don't know, when he was 5 or something, dressing up like Dracula. He still has an affinity for makeup. Nothing's changed. But tonight, we all agree he's a good guy. We all love him, but we gotta keep this moving. There's really nothing to say about this picture. Nick's got a real good woman, and we ain't gonna make fun of her, but we're gonna make fun of a lot of his exes tonight. From this picture, I gathered 2 things. 1, Nick can grow some facial hair. 2, Monty got some legs. All right, the first guy up is Mr. Gary Buffenbarger. Gary has been a friend of Nick's since high school, probably before that, Indian Hills and stuff. You guys, Stillwell. So you weren't friends then, you were enemies. But I met Gary in high school, still was friends with him in college. He's a cool guy. There's nothing that you can really say about Gary that hasn't already been said. He's tall, he grows a lot of facial hair. Oh my gosh, he's Nick Strickland's something or other. Gary, come on out here.
All right, as Duke said, I've known Nick Strickland for a long time. Never liked him. I met him in high school, and I thought, when I first met him, I guess he was a really good wrestler. I don't know, he might have been varsity or something, I'm not really sure. And I thought, hey, that's cool. And then I talked to him a couple times, and I thought, wow, this guy's a douche. And that never really changed. And so I didn't really hang out with him much in high school. I knew him, and I'd see him occasionally here and there. Then I went to college, and we hung out with a few of the same people, not too many of them, and we ended up being roommates because he knew somebody that had a room that was cheap. So I moved in there, and it was really horrible. It really smelled like old semen and feet all the time. He didn't have women over or anything, so I'm not really sure what happened there. Then we moved on with our lives, and we didn't see each other too much, and things started getting a little bit better for me. And then after college, we became roommates again. Similar situation, cheap place to live. And it was at that point I started realizing that Nick was a lot more of a negative force than I had given him credit for. I always thought, this guy's kind of a piece of shit, but he's not smart enough to actually do any damage. So then I lived with him for a while, and I don't want to go into all the bullshit. A lot of people are going to, take cheap digs at him, and he deserves that. But I think I have a deeper message tonight. I think that I need to let you guys know the truth about Nick Strickland. Not the truth like douchebags with instruments pretending to be a band. This kid that's kind of like Vanilla Ice without the street cred or the talent. I feel like I'm first Vanilla Ice joke of the evening. Thank you, I'm calling it. And I'm not going to get into all the piddly shit when we were living together, how he was always, I was there when he started the whole trick9 thing. I remember he'd always have rap blaring out of his room, and it was sort of annoying. I didn't really worry about it. And then one day I walked past his room and I was like, what the hell is that? I didn't care when it was 50 Cent or Wu-Tang or whatever, that was fine. But then I hear this horrible, horrible rap over really shitty beats. He wasn't even on the beat. And so I opened the door and he was standing in front of his computer screaming at it. At this time, I'm gonna have to point out that it was sort of a dark spot in my life. And I was drinking a lot. I had a shitty job, barely paid the rent. I was just in a horrible place. I never got laid, ever. And it took me a long time to realize that it was because of Nick. I don't really see Nick a lot anymore, thank Jesus. I've got a nice house, I've got a good marriage, I've got a beautiful daughter. And I can really only attribute that to the fact that I don't see Nick very often. And so the point that I want to make is if any of you are unhappy with your lives, if you're not doing what you really want to be doing and you're unfulfilled, stay away from that. Nick, I know everybody's making a lot of jokes about you tonight. I just really, seriously though, I want to put it out there. Fuck off.
Is this you, Duke? Am I running this show? Gary, you're a dick. Shut up.
It's not your turn.
I'd like to call this image College Days. Has a little bit to do about a bottle of Knob Creek and a bottle of Alizé. I also lived with Nick for a while, long enough to be, common law marriage in Iowa. But the honeymoon only lasted one night. I go out drinking, and I came back, and I see Nick's legs dangling out of the window into a balcony. I'm like, that's kind of weird, right? Because Nick's he's like, man, I'm drinking this bottle of Knob Creek, and I'm drinking this bottle of Alizé this evening. So I'm like, maybe he just decided not to, and he's just staring at the stars. Feet were up, head's hanging back out the window. I don't think much of it, but then about 15 minutes later, I just hear something that sounds like a buffalo scrambling in his room. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. Next morning, I leave to go down to class, and as I'm walking by, I notice this very large pile of manure, on the ground, just below our balcony. And I'm like, what is that? And then I come to find it's Nick. He graced our new apartment by taking a dump out the window. That's not the weird part. He managed to take a dump on a cash crop of marijuana right below our balcony, and those people never ever talk to us again. All right, next person up is Mr. Michael Tabor. I don't actually know anything about Michael. I've never met him. I fancy him, if you will. But Nick fancies him more. A couple weeks ago, Nick said, I would love to be able to do some roasting, and thanks, Duke.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Tavy. Mark J. Hansen was supposed to participate in this roast too, but he had to bow out. But I thought that I would still mention him so you all had the opportunity to still wonder who he was. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some exciting news. It seems as though all the king's horses and all the king's men were able to put Humpty Dumpty together again, and he's here in the audience. Wait, that's just Jen Dixon. I got confused because her body is shaped like an egg. We were all thinking it. We also have Courtney Kane in the audience. I had some jokes about her, but I thought I would just wait a little bit and let the booze take care of it for me. And you, Nick Strickland, a white rapper from Des Moines. You know how ridiculous that sounds, right? That's like an insult that actual rappers throw at each other. A white rapper from Des Moines. Nick's flow is so uneven that it is reminiscent of a Stravinsky symphony. The difference is that while Stravinsky's audience rioted because he was so revolutionary and they were scared, I was bored so much by Nick's that I threw a brick through the window of his house. That's a rapping thing, right? Uneven flow, or is that just your period? Or I don't know. Because like you, I also don't know anything about rapping. If Nick were a character from 8 Mile, he would be the little girl I slam dunked over before I saw the movie. Hey, Trick9, here's the truth. You're ugly. That's all I had for that one. Nick raps like a white guy from Des Moines. Nick's face is so round that when he was at the Willy Wonka factory, they tried to squeeze juice out of it. Like in the movie. Traditionally, you're supposed to end these things by saying nice things about the person, but we all know all of those. So I'm going to take this opportunity to admit something to Nick that I should have a long time ago. Nick, like a year ago, we were both at a party, and I got really drunk and decided to drive home and slammed into your car. And you know that dent that you spent like $600 getting out of your car? That was me.
Michael Table. Is Ed Fallon in the building? Come on up here, Ed.
All right, thank you. You know, I thought really, really hard about this. I mean, and I keep thinking, okay, Nick Strickland, I've known him for quite a few years. He did all these videos for my campaigns for free. He let me play accordion with a band. He volunteered. He planted he even planted potatoes with me. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm trying to come up with bad shit to say about this dude, and then I realized, wait a minute. He's a rap artist. I put the artist part in quotes, and I realized too that rap is only one letter removed from crap. And I'm thinking, surely I can say something bad about him, but I'm just having a hard time doing that, other than, yeah, he is kind of ugly, you know that? Anyway, I'm sure that the rest of you will do a much better job at putting this piece of crap in his place than I could ever do. Thank you.
There's not much to say. Nick loves lip gloss. Where's Scott at?
Hello. We're going to stick with the theme here. Nick Strickland, I hate your music. Your music feels like if Gomer Pyle were on the Jeffersons. And speaking of Jefferson, yes, he fucked a slave who was black, but that doesn't make it okay for you to pretend to be black. Because you're not. You're white. You're a white motherfucker. You're as white as the belly of an emperor penguin. And yes, the back of an emperor penguin is black. But if I were renaming the physical characteristics of a penguin, the wings would be called appendix, the dick would be called Matt McIver, the ass would be called Jack Hatch, and the penguin's flying ability would be called Nick Strickland's musical talent. Now, I'm not sure if you think that speaking in rap mode is cool, but white people don't speak in rap mode. There is the Eminem exception. That was just because the golf god stole Tiger Woods, and we know the way that Tiger Woods fucked white pussy. He was born to be a gangsta. But rap mode for white people has two meanings. What happens to presents at Christmas time, and what you do after sex with Marnie, which always leaves her unsatisfied because of your disillusionment of the black below the waist scenario. Cut your hair. You look like, no, you can't look like Brendan Dunphy no matter how hard you try. And believe me, I try every day. And do you ever wash it? Because it smells like Michael Tabor's mom's vagina, which is exactly this. That's right. Which happens to be exactly how Michael Tabor smells. Good job, Michael Tabor. You got to get what you can get. And who hasn't gotten that? If Mark were here, I'd give him a high five. With the left hand. You smoke so much weed. That's it. It's just an observation. I see the yin ensembles here. Boy, they suck, don't they? Speaking of suck, hi Kyle. Kyle doesn't have a gag reflex, which works really well for fellatio, but terrible for his sense of style. Ed Fallon's here tonight. Ed hosts a radio show. Last night he had Vanderplatz on there. Did everybody listen to that? No. Roasted. Back to trick9, -9. That was a math joke, because he's a 0. Okay. Were you born in America? I don't know, it just seemed topical. You look right now like the offspring of Harry Potter and Hagrid that had a threesome with Wormtail. It's a Harry Potter joke. How did you land Marnie? Really? She is, you know, what? Money. Well, it makes sense, you know, because you guys go as well together as the Kirkwood Hotel and the Des Moines Social Club. Marty is so out of your league that Prince William actually called you and said, how the hell did you do that? And Nick's in the media, and media people ran his mom into a bridge. That joke died like, I don't got anything for that. Oh, hey, that's inappropriate. But lastly, I want to say on a serious note, Nick, you're a good guy. We want to thank you for creating music that was used at Guantanamo Bay for torture, which led to the information that led to the killing of Osama bin Laden. Go America!
Nick loves his mustache. All right, where's Sam?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Duke. Thank you for hosting so much. You know, now that I think about it, you do look a lot better without my dick in your ass. So, that's true. That's true. And your other roasters, Michael, make sure you wipe your mouth out. There's still a little bit of bullshit around your lips. Just a little bit. Just a little bit there. Well, Nick, thank you so much for having me as part of this panel tonight. Traditionally, these events happen around retirements. So my advice is just retire now and save us all the pain of years and years of your shitty music. When I first met Nick, my first thoughts were, does that giant stick up your ass hurt when you walk? And then I thought, you know, this guy might be gay. Actually, he's probably been in the closet so long that his cum tastes like mothballs. Well, then Nick left because Nick changes jobs faster than a blood-phobic teenager changes pads. As soon as it starts to seep in, it's on to a new one. It's true. It's true. Absolutely true. As you know, Nick does some short films in addition to his rapping. He's a total entertainment package. He has a film on YouTube that's reached over 1 million views called Big Mac Attack. Yeah, I think most of the views got there by mistake, and the other half were searching under the term cracker ass bitch. And 2% got there searching under cum guzzling talentless hack. It's true. It's true. It's absolutely true. No, it's true. Courtney Kane, shouldn't you be home with your kid at this time, or? Okay. I thought so. And Scott, didn't I see you recently on an Iowa Lottery commercial? And I was thinking, gosh, doesn't this guy have a day job to get back to? Yeah, he plays Mr. Brown in Valentine Road. I think Mr. Brown's a little too close to Mr. Shit. I don't know about all of you. Thank you, Reservoir Dogs. So back to Big Mac Attack, his big #1 hit. My favorite comments on the video include, "Wigga please." And this is why white people aren't supposed to rap. And then this one I thought was very thoughtful, though I agree this is crap, but you know anything but this, you know there are things 1,000 times worse out there. So let's go watch a little girl be raped by dogs, because it's more culture than this. It's true. Big Mac Attack. I recently watched Nick's newest film in high def. That's the only way you can enjoy it, when you're high or you're deaf. That's about all. Just remember, Nick, that alcohol doesn't solve any problems, but then again, neither does milk. Already got the your high as shit jokes covered by Scott, so there you go. In all seriousness, I just want to say you're a great guy, straight shooter, and a really creative talent, and it's great to know you, man. Congratulations on your road.
Thank you, Sam. All right, the next individual is Bridget.
Really close to my mouth, got it. Hello, everybody. I'm here tonight because I know Nick Strickland. Well, because I know Nick Strickland and because some other stuff got canceled. And I'm addicted to pity laughter. When I was asked to roast Nick, I agreed, and then I cried, and then I drank, and now I'm here. But Duke, when you asked, I would like to point out that you never mentioned about having to sit through your shitty fucking music, and that's bullshit. And if I wanted to hear songs about eating babies and rape, I would kill myself, because that'd be the only decent thing to do. Nick, where are you? You're here still, great. Okay. Nick, your music, it makes me want to vote Republican. My revulsion is so strong it doesn't even make sense. And while I generally hate music that's auto-tuned, your band would be the one situation where I'd like to see it used more. Yes, the music, but I really wish that you could auto-tune your wardrobe. And face. Fuck. Strychnine and the truth. More like strychnine and the poop. Am I right? And speaking of poop, Nick, with your girl hair, you look like a chick with a dirty Sanchez. Did you plan that special for Cinco de Mayo? It's disgusting. You're ruining the holiday for me. It's gross. And you guys know that shirt that sometimes Nick wears, mustache rides 25 cents? Ladies, he's overcharging. And I'm gonna act like Joe Lawler is here, everybody. Joe Lawler, are you writing this shit down? You're fucking a reporter, right? I want all this printed in tomorrow's paper. It's fact. I'll go on the fucking record. The headline can read, Nick sucks or something. I don't know. Here's some more fun information. We'll skip that about Joe, I guess, since that's private or something. Where is he? It's really sad. But back to Nick, yeah. Wait, what? Nick used to be a woman. Don't look at me like that. You know you've always suspected it. No, I just made that up. Just like Tea Party members make up facts. I just need one of you motherfuckers to be like, yeah, that's plausible. And if you're really loud and annoying like Courtney, it makes it seem like there are more of you. Maybe together we can change the world. But really, Nick, you look like an effeminate Quentin Tarantino. You know Kill Bill, except if you've seen one of his movies, you'll be like, kill me. Nick has a little production company called White Poison. For those that don't know, White Poison, yeah. What the fuck is that, White Poison? Are you trying to kill white people, black people? Either way, half of me is offended. Some of you might have heard that joke at Michael Tabor's roast, but fuck you. Like, I don't have better things to do than sit around and write jokes about this dipshit. Nick, you wear some of the most fucked up outfits I have ever seen on anyone ever. A fur coat made out of fucking Cabbage Patch doll hair. Western wear. You constantly in women's clothing. I've seen you as a variation of a zombie about 80 fucking times. And a woman zombie. And once I was at the farmer's market making fun of a guy on a bike in a ridiculous fucking tracksuit and a bandana, and this guy keeps coming closer to me and closer to me, and then he's waving at me, and yep, it's Nick. I was so proud to be his friend that day, but it's not his fault. You guys saw that picture of him with the woman, with the vampire and as a child? Yeah. Okay, I saw that picture too, and I was like, what an adorable Halloween costume with the eyeliner and the cape. But then I flipped the picture over, February '84. His mom just decided to up one day and dress him like a vampire. He inherited it. Actually, where is Kyle? Kyle Chiswick, there you are. Hey girl, hey. Kyle is one of the few people who can give Nick's wardrobe a run for its money. For example, both Kyle and Nick were extremely poorly paid strippers for Alyssa's bachelorette party. And by poorly, I mean they weren't paid at all. They practically begged us to strip for us. Nick came dressed as a bear, and then under that, a cow, and then under that, a cop, and then under that was a wrestling singlet and one sweaty motherfucker with a mustache. And he still didn't look half as gay as Kyle. It was crazy though, Alyssa's bachelorette party. It had a sweaty cop clown thing and Abu Ghraib prisoners and a bear cop clown wrestler sweaty guy and Jimmy Betts and handcuffs. I don't even really know if that's a joke about Nick or Kyle or Alyssa. I don't know. Fuck. Okay, but speaking of homosexuals and Alyssa plays roller derby. You guys know roller derby, right? You guys like that, roller derby? It's what lesbians do as a sport. Alyssa's derby name is Vigilante